Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom, surrounded by green forests and sparkling lakes, there lived a beautiful young princess. She was kind, gentle, and loved by everyone, but she had one habit: she never kept her promises. Even though she was sweet and caring, she often forgot the importance of her words. Near the grand palace, there was an enchanted forest with a deep, cool well hidden among the tall trees. The princess loved to visit this well, sitting under the shade and playing with her favorite golden ball. One sunny afternoon, as she tossed the ball high into the air, it slipped from her hands and fell into the dark well with a soft splash. The princess gasped and leaned over the edge, but the ball had sunk far below where she could no longer see it. Tears filled her eyes as she sat down, crying softly. Then suddenly she heard a croaking voice. "Why are you crying, dear princess?" Surprised, she looked up and saw a green frog sitting on a smooth stone beside the well. His big, round eyes blinked gently as he spoke again. "Perhaps I can help," the princess sniffed. "My golden ball fell into the well. I can't reach it," she said sadly. The frog thought for a moment and replied, "I will bring your ball back if you promise to be my friend. Let me eat from your plate, drink from your cup, and sit beside you." The princess, eager to get her ball back quickly, didn't think twice. Yes, I promise anything you want. Just bring my ball," she said impatiently. The frog smiled and hopped into the well. After a short moment, he returned, pushing the shiny golden ball out of the water. Delighted, the princess grabbed the ball and ran back to the palace without looking back, forgetting her promise entirely. The frog called after her, "Princess, wait. You promised." But she didn't listen. That evening, while the royal family sat at the dinner table, there came a gentle knock on the palace door. Tap, tap, tap. A servant opened it and found the same little frog sitting at the entrance. He croaked loudly, "Princess, you promised to be my friend. Let me join you." The king looked at his daughter with surprise. "My dear, did you make a promise to this frog?" Embarrassed, the princess nodded. The wise king said firmly, "A promise must be kept, no matter to whom it is made." Reluctantly, the princess allowed the frog to come inside. He hopped onto the chair beside her, ate from her golden plate, drank from her cup, and sat close to her just as he had asked. Though she felt uncomfortable, she remembered her father's words. After dinner, the frog gently said, "Princess, please take me to your room and let me rest on a soft cushion." Shocked, she hesitated, but again the king reminded her of her promise. She carried the frog upstairs and placed him on a small cushion. The frog looked at her with soft, hopeful eyes. "Princess," he said quietly, "thank you for keeping your promise. Good night." The princess covered him and turned away, but as soon as the clock struck midnight, something magical happened. A warm golden light filled the room. The princess turned around in surprise, and instead of the frog, she saw a handsome prince standing in front of her. The prince smiled gratefully. A wicked enchantress turned me into a frog and cursed me to remain that way until a kind-hearted princess kept her promise to me. Your honesty and kindness have broken the spell. The princess felt her heart warm with joy. She apologized for ignoring him earlier, and the prince forgave her with a gentle smile. The next morning, he invited her to visit his own kingdom. The royal carriage arrived, pulled by shining white horses, and the princess traveled with the prince through the enchanted forest. The prince introduced her to his people, who celebrated with music and laughter. Over time, the princess and the prince grew close. Learning from each other, she learned the importance of truth and promises, and he experienced the kindness that lived in her heart. Eventually, they married in a beautiful ceremony attended by both kingdoms. Bells rang joyfully, flowers filled the air with sweet fragrance, and everyone celebrated the love and honesty that united them. From that day on, the princess never broke a promise again, and the prince, once a lonely frog, lived happily ever after beside the girl who set him free.